This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, sir. It is working.
Okay, yeah, fine. So now today we will be discussing about the REST connector. Okay, so why we need to go for the REST connector when we have the SOAP connector? Okay, SOAP service when we have, why we have to go for the REST? So there are few differences. So based on the context we decide. So it is not mean that every time we need to go for REST or every time we need to go for the SOAP, but based on the context we will be deciding which one to use. Okay, so based on the business scenario, based on the performance and based on the security. So by considering all of them, we will be deciding. So mainly SOAP means it's a simple object access protocol. Okay, and whereas REST means representational state transfer. Okay, so it is like a just transferring the state of the our functionality, some part of the functionality which it will be transferring. Okay, so this one and then design. So standardize the protocol with the predefined rules to
Hello. Hello.
you able to hear me now? Hello? Jagdish? Hello? Hello, Jagdish? You there? Hello, Jagdish? Hello, Jagdish, are you able to hear me? Hello? You able to hear me? Hello?
Hello? Sir, are you
Jagdish,
able
what
to?
Yeah, now I'm able to hear you.
I lost you in the middle, sir, while showing the document.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was telling like, okay, so based on the application which we will be developing the based on the requirement, we will be deciding which one to go. So mainly we have to consider the security, performance, and the format. Okay. So hereby the security is more important, then we will be going for the SOAP service. Okay. So if the security is not important, but the performance is important, then we will be going for the REST service. Okay, generally, if you take the WhatsApp messages, right? So for them, it is not required to have any security. Okay, WhatsApp or Telegram messages. So for them, we will be using the REST service. And whereas if you take the bank transactions, okay, so for them, we will be going.
Hello? Hello. Hello. Sir, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, Jagdish. Now I
Sir,
hope you are. Yeah.
yeah, now I'm able to hear you.
Okay. Yeah, in the previous class, okay, we created the SOAP service. So how exactly we created the SOAP service? So we created the SOAP service by running the wizard. Okay, in the service wizard. So here the service type we have selected SOAP. Okay, so if you see here, we have SOAP.NET, HTTP, JB, Java, JMS, MQ file, this is file service wizard. So all these things are there, but it is not having the REST. So Pega is not supporting the REST service wizard. Okay, so if you want to create the REST service, you need to create manually all the rules whichever it creates by running through this wizard. Okay, so for this wizard, what are the mainly things? What are the important things which we required? So in general also, okay, so while discussing that SOAP service, we said that, okay, so we need okay SOAP service package, okay, SOAP service package, and then we have something called parse delimited, and then parse XML, okay, so and activity, so if required some properties, okay, and if required some classes also, okay, we will be creating these things. Okay, in the same way for the rest also, service package is mandatory, and then instead of the SOAP service, we will be having the REST service, okay, REST service rule, and then okay, so classes, and here we will not be having parse XML and parse delimited. Okay, we will be having some activities and properties like this. Okay, so now what I want to do here, so for our functionality, so we have something called customer search we have done through the SOAP service. Okay, if you pass the customer ID, we are retrieving the customer details. So now what I want to do, I want to save the customer details. Okay, from the external application, I want to save. So for example, if you take something called some okay, book my show or so, okay, otherwise Amazon.in. So if you want to register into the website, okay, what we'll be doing, the customer is going to be entering these details and it will be saved into the database. In the same way now, okay, so from the external system or else somewhere else, okay, if the customer wants to save the data, now what we can do, we can have some REST service here. Now the other applications can run through that REST connector wizard, and then they can connect to this application, and then they can save the customer details. Okay, so for this, as I said, okay, first we will be creating the service package. Okay, we will be creating the service package. So you know, right, how to create the service package?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is the part of the integration resources, right? So if you want to create any rule, so like here, create integration resources and then service package. Okay, so like this we can create. Okay, give some name. So I have given like save customer rest. Okay, and then service package name also I have given same service customer rest. Okay, so once after giving the service customer rest and select submit, so now this processing mode will be stateless, and later you need to select the access group. Okay, so which access group? Okay, it needs to be work. So we will be giving our application access group, okay, which is ICICI app and administrators. Okay, and after that, so here the service type, it will be having rule service REST. Okay, you need to select rule service REST. Okay, and then after giving that, just to save it. Only 3 things you need to select here. Okay, just to save it. Okay, after saving this, okay, now what I will be doing is I will be creating some of the classes. Okay, why I need to create some of the classes? Okay, why? Because so once the
Sir,
user
this
enter,
method is already available, sir.
which
Did
one?
you map it to method save customer?
Yeah, I mapped it. Yeah, actually it's wasting a lot of time, right? So yesterday I just run that. Okay, so now I'll be explaining that.
Okay.
Okay, so how exactly I'll be doing. Now, so we need to have some of the classes. So what are the classes which we need? We need to have the integration classes. Okay, if you want, you can have the data classes also. Previously, the SOAP service we have done on the data class. Now we will be doing through the integration class. So what are the integration classes which are required? Mainly 4 classes are required. Okay, one is the top level class. Okay, which is for maintaining this save customer details, and later the request parameters, and then the response parameters. Okay. So likewise, I have created these 4 classes. Customer REST is the top level integration class, okay, which will be maintaining all its dependent classes. So this is just normal abstract class. You just create ICICI INT customer REST, okay, abstract class, okay, and select the version and save it. You know, right, how to create the class also. Just to press the right mouse button on any of the class, okay, go to create and then sysadmin, okay, and then class. Okay, after selecting the class, you can give ICICI INT. I have given customer REST. Like that, you can give any of the class name wish. Okay, so likewise, I have given customer REST. Okay, and then no branch. Okay, select this rule set. Okay, rule set you need to select okay, integration rule set. Okay, cust INT integration rule set you select and create and open. So that is what I have done. So cust INT rule set. Okay, customer REST. Okay, abstract class I have created. Under that I have created. Okay, so one for the customer details, that is for request parameters. So what are the request parameters? All the customer details he need to be passed. So for that I will be creating one customer details. Okay, this is also abstract class only. Take this abstract class only. Okay, so I have created abstract class which is also of the cust INT. Okay, so under that all the property values which the user has to be passed. Okay, I created them. Okay, address 1, address 2, city, state. Okay, first name, last name. Okay, country. Okay, customer ID, everything. Okay, so this is for the request. I created customer details, and then for the response message, okay, I created custom message is one of the abstract class again. Under that I only have one property like response message. So what would be the response message? Once after saving the customer details, you may get it like, okay, record saved successfully, or else record failed saving failing. Okay, failed saving the record. So likewise any of the other message if you want to display, that also you will be getting through the response message. Understanding Jagdish? Parent integration class. Okay,
Yes,
just
sir.
for the internal classes. Okay, customer details is the request parameters which they will be sending, and the customer messages which is the response message which it will be returning, and later save customer. Okay, which is for saving it. Okay, so for this request and response, I'll be creating two page properties. Okay, under these two page properties, I'll be referring this request and response classes. Okay, so here this is the custom details, which is this, and under the customer response. Okay, so custom message.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, so we will be giving the REST connector service name. Okay, service customer REST. Okay, so anything you can give. This is the REST service name. Okay, REST service name, and then the service package. So what is the service package? We created something called save customer REST. Okay, and the service version. So you should be very careful with the version which you will be generally referring to the rule set. Okay, generally for the rule set we will be giving 010101010102. But for this service, the version here, it should be in the form of V1, V2, V3 kind of the thing. Okay, version 1, V1. Okay, version 2, V2, version 3, V3. Okay, generally when we will be creating these things means, okay, if you made any changes in the request parameters and if you made any changes in the response parameters, okay, then we will be creating the new version. For example, at present, while creating the application, I thought that the customer details will be customer ID, customer name, city, state. But later, if you want to add some more properties like address 1, address 2, okay, date of birth, gender, all these things, if you want to add, then we will be going for that V2. Okay, that means we are going to be running the new version. We are going to be creating the new version. So in general, in the rule set also, if you want to add any extra features, then we will be going for the later version. In the same way here also, here we will be going with the V1, V2, V3. So now here I have given, okay, V1. Okay, and then URI template. URI template also you can give same as the service name, like weather reporting, otherwise get the country details, kind of the things like this. Okay, save customer REST. And it will be generating one identifier, but it is not mandatory to remember this one. Okay, so and after that you can just create and open. Okay, now it has created the service REST rule. Okay, service save customer REST is the service REST rule. Okay, and then the resource. Okay, so this resource, what is this resource? Means the class on which it is working. Okay, but here the service REST, it is giving by default work class. Okay, by default it was taken Jagdish. So after giving this, the class name, the next thing is what you have to do? Go to the methods. Okay, go to the methods. So in the methods, you have mainly 5 methods that supports by REST service. Okay, get, post, put, patch, and delete. Okay, get means in case if you want to retrieve the data, okay, from the SOAP service, then we will be going for the get. So get means like select statement. Okay, like select statement, and post and put. Okay, and patch. Okay, so if you want to save the data, then we'll be going for the post method. Okay, so put also kind of the thing only, and then patch also, and then delete also. Okay, so even if you want to see this information, just set get help. Service system rules belongs to the integration services. Okay, okay. So you see, retrieve the current state of the data. Okay, creates a data object. For example, you can create a new contact for the new employee. Okay, put. In case if you want to update an entire data object. Okay, if you want to update an entire data object. Okay, you can change all the information contained in the contact, such as name, phone number, and address. Okay, patch means partially updated data object. Okay, just some part of the information like last name if you want to change, or else if you want
Sir, it's disconnecting in the middle.
Okay, Jagdish. So here in the
You are
service
getting
REST,
disconnected in the middle, sir.
yeah, that's why I'm reconnecting. Okay. So mainly in the methods. So till what you heard?
The help page where you are explaining the get post methods, what are they? Hello?
Okay. So get to post to put to patch delete. Get for retrieving the record. Post for inserting a new record. Put for updating the complete record. Patch for updating just to some part of the record, like first name only if you want to update. Already the record is available. If you want to update only some information, then we'll be going for the patch. And then delete. Delete for deleting the record. Okay. Now we want to save the new record. We will be going for the post method. Okay. Under the post method. Okay. So here you need to select the activity by which you wanted to save. Okay, we need to write the functionality. And after that, we have request and response. Okay, so we need to pass what are the request parameters. Okay, and what are the response parameters. Okay, under the request also, mainly you need to concentrate on the message data. Okay, so under the message data, you need to select JSON format. Okay, so JSON format and then customer request. Okay, so this is the request parameter which we created, right? So that is the customer request we need to select. Okay, next to go to the response tab. So under the response tab, okay, so here we need to select message data, which format it is, JSON format. Okay, and after that map from key. So this is the response. So in the request tab, we have selected our request to property, and in the response tab, we have created the customer response property. Okay, and later create the activity just for saving the data. So once the user enters the customer details, now that we need to save it into the database. So for that, create the activity. Okay, so I have created just one activity, save customer rest, like this. Okay, so under the save customer rest activity, in the pages and classes, okay, we need to select the page on which you wanted to save it, the data type. I hope you remember we created this customer details data type. So in this data type only, we want to save the customer details. Okay, now do the property set. So how exactly we do the property set? So from the customer request, okay, now from the customer request, when the service is called, the data will be under the customer request dot cust ID, first name, last name. So all these values I'm going to be assigning to the customer page, so which is the data type page. Okay, so customer page dot cust ID, okay, and then first name, last name. So likewise, I'm going to be set all the values, and after setting the values under the customer page, then we'll be saving it. OBJ save. Okay, OBJ save it right now. Okay, now I will performing this one. Okay, while performing this one, in case if there are any errors occurs, then what we can do here, in the jump, in the transition step of the particular step, okay, if the step status fail, jump to latest step error, else continuance. Okay, so if this step status fails, it will come to the error. Okay, and on the error, so what we are doing, property set on the customer response. previously on the customer request we set the values, and then those values we have saved to the database. But if it fails, okay, the response message which is on the customer response, okay, this response message, okay, this response message that record cannot be saved, I'm giving. Okay, so if the step status fail only, it is jumping to the error and it is updating. But if the step status is good, it will go to the next step. And here I'm giving customer details saved successfully in the response message. Okay, and after that I'm going to be always exiting the activity. Why? Because it is already success. When it is success, I'm giving response message customer details saved successfully. Okay, if it is failed, then it will come to the response message record cannot be saved. Okay, like that we have created the activity. So save customer rest I created for you. This save customer rest I have created the REST service. Okay, now once you have the REST service, what you can do, in the service tab you will be having the endpoint URL. This is the endpoint URL which you need to give to the customer so that they can run the REST connector, and then they can pass the details to the service. Okay, then this service will be saves the details to the database, right? So now if you go to this customer response, sorry, our service package name, where it is, yeah, if you refresh this, so rest you will get it. Okay, anyway, now we have this REST connector, right? So for this REST connector, okay, we have the endpoint URLs. Now through this endpoint URL, okay, we can create the REST connector. Now we have created the REST service. And for testing, if you want to test it from here itself. So actions run. Okay, now let's go to the data type. So our customer data type, 1 second. Okay, under the records. So here, for example, how many records are there? So for example, here we have 5 records. Okay, we have 5 records. Now run this service. So now what is the method we are using? We are using the post method. Okay. So we need to pass the request. So what is the request we need to pass? The customer details. Okay. So do you remember what are the properties? Yeah, these are the properties which we have given in the customer request. So pass those values like steady, okay, like C001. I hope it's not there. C001 is not there. Okay. In double quotes, you need to pass the property name and then the value. Okay. First name. Okay. First name, last name, and then, okay, so city, Hyderabad, okay, state. So it should be having the colon in between the property and value. City, state, and then country. Okay, so likewise. So in case if you want, you can pass other values, otherwise it is not required. They are not mandatory, right? Address one. Okay, so after giving these values, then execute it. Okay, so it is failed. REST service. Okay, save customer REST. Okay, failed. Inbound data mapping failed. It is giving it is failed. Okay, why it is failed? Even if you want, you can have the tracer also. Did you run this one or that one? Undefined. We did some property mismatch. I think we have done. Custody, first name, last name, city, state, country, address 1, address 2. Here comma is missing. Yeah, now customer details saved successfully. Okay, so I missed the comma, so that is the reason why it was not able to recognize it. Okay, now if you go to this customer data type and refresh it, five records was there. Now we will see. Yeah, we got the 6 records. C001 Sujana Shah, LB Nagar, ABC, Hyderabad, TG. So we did not pass zip code, email ID, and date of birth, so it's not coming. So whichever we pass, only that will be saved. Okay, so like that we have run the service and then we are able to save it. Now, instead of running the service, now if you give it to the client this endpoint URL, okay, so they can run this. Okay, now let's close one service first. Okay, so here, but for creating the REST connector, there is the okay, for service not give the option, but connector and then create REST integration. See. Okay, give any name like, okay, customer connector. Okay, give the endpoint URL. Okay, and remaining is not mandatory, so you can ignore them. Query parameters, and here after that, okay, so again the resource name also it is asking. This is like it will be creating the class name and rule set name for all of them like that. Okay, so now we will see. Okay, customer save customer. So this is the post method. So that is supporting only post method, right? So we need to select the post method. Okay, data model. Okay, so the data model it will create based on the values which you are passing. So if you want, you can add a file, otherwise you can add a REST response. So REST response, what will be the response in general? These things, right? So these things we will be passing. Okay, so after passing, just select submit. And even if you want, you can run also again. See, customer details is saved successfully. Okay, so likewise, if you pass the request and response also, you can see here. Submit. Okay, anyway, it's done. Okay, so it is just showing that, okay, we have done this, add a REST response, we have done. Next. Here it will list out again what all are the rules it is getting created. see customer connector. Okay, under that ICICIG FW, in this it is creating, but in case if you want to change it, okay, like ICICIG INT. Okay, so previously we have created the classes and all for REST service. Now these are for REST connector. Okay, ICICIG INT customer it is taking. Okay, let it give customer, it cannot take big. Okay, and then connector name, save customer. This is the connector. Previously service, REST service. Now REST connector, save customer. Okay, and then the rule set also it is creating the new one. In case if you want to have the new one, you can have. Otherwise, if you want to have the existing rule set itself, okay, you can modify that one. Cust INT we have it, right? So we will be selecting that one. Submit. Okay, and even the same thing for the data class also. Okay, so the save customer rule set it is taking. Existing one we will be selecting. Okay, so likewise we are creating this. If you want, you can preview the records. Okay, so likewise totally 25 records it is creating. 7 classes, okay, 14 properties, okay, and 1 REST connector, 1 data page, 1 data transform line. And now create it. So if this connector result is not there, again all these rules we would have created manually. So how we created for the REST service, in the same way we would have created for the REST connector. Okay, then it's created. Now just refresh this class. So previously it was only having 3 classes. Under the customer REST we have done, but now directly on the int class we have done. Okay, so customer it has created. Now under the customer we will be seeing. Okay, save customer API. Under this API we have the integration connector. So save customer. Okay, so here it is having the REST connector. Okay, so like this. Now here it will be having under the post method. Request dot body post. That is the request, and under the response sys data JSON. Response post. Sorry, we have selected in the put down. Okay, under the post it should be there. Okay, post response and post request. Nice. Request dot body post. Sorry. Under the response. Okay, response underscore post. Okay, so likewise it has created the connector. Now what you can do, you can have an activity to call this REST connector. Okay, and then you can pass the values. Okay, so where exactly we can do, generally we will be doing under the work class. Save cust REST through REST connector I'll be doing, so I'll be giving like this. Okay, create and open. Now under the pages and classes, so where is this REST connector available? Under this class. REST page. Okay, now REST page. Okay, so we need to pass the values for that. Okay. So after assigning the values, then we need to call the REST connector. So how exactly you can call REST connector? Previously, how we called the SOAP connector?
Connect SOAP.
Exactly. Now connect REST. Okay. So what is the service name? Save customer. Okay, and then what is the method which we used? Post method. Okay, That's it. Given success over there. Customer C002. Let's see if you refresh it. Yeah, C002 Kiran Kumar, Mukanellur, AP, India. So whichever you pass, that will be saved to the database. Okay. So in case if you want to do any exception handling for this also, okay, you can give like, okay. So step status file, jump to later step like that, okay, you can give it. Okay. And along with that, here if you want to have the response message also some. So the response message will be under the REST page of the response property. So if you want to save it somewhere, do you have any generic property to save it? Okay, some text property there. This will be saved. Response post dot response message. Okay. Under the property set, yeah, okay. Maybe the test property data type would be different. Yeah, the test property data type would be something different. That should be text. Yeah, it is date time. That's why it is not saving. And saved successfully. Okay. Like this here, it's called the connect REST page after doing the property set. Okay, and then connect REST is ending here, and then here the property set is happened. Response page, you see the response message is like customer details is saved successfully. Okay, this is the request. Okay, under the request, all the request parameters, and under the response, all the response parameters will be having. Okay, status is good. Like this, you will be we will be getting all the details. So the data has been saved successfully. Okay, if the record is already there, what it will be doing? Any idea? So previously when we run itself, the customer record has been saved. Okay, C002. Again I am running. So what it will be happening?
It will replace.
That is create. Exactly. It will be updating the existing record. Okay. So if the not available, it will be saves that record. If the record is already existing, it will be updating the record. Okay, it will be overriding the record. So that is what happening here. Clear, Jagdish? So this is the way we can have the REST connector and REST service. So service has to be created manually by the user, but the connector can be run through the wizard and we can create it.
Okay, sir. I will try this one today and let you know, sir.
Okay, yeah, fine. So
Okay, sir.
next we have the file listener, okay, agents, and the case management, maybe RDB methods. So these four things we need to be covered. Okay, max another 4-5 this we will be completing Jagdish.
Okay, sir. Sir, savable databases we didn't discuss, sir.
Oh, that you want? Okay, yeah, I will cover it, no problem. Okay,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
yeah.